From the House of Assembly this week, Bill
From the House of Assembly this week.
Bill promoting social justice through inclusion skills second reading in Ogun Assembly. Ogun Assembly passes resolution affirming Egbaland as original owner of Adire Fabric, comments Governor Abiodun. Ogun Assembly invites Commissioner for Works to appear on Tuesday 12th of August. These and many more stories would come to your viewing pleasure in the course of the program.
Opening the debate on the bill titled The Diversity, Equity and Inclusion Commission Establishment Bill 2025, the sponsor, who is also the Deputy Speaker, Honorable Bolanle Ajayi, stated that the bill is to promote equitable representation, enforce social justice, and eliminate discrimination against vulnerable groups across all sectors, thereby promoting equality and development of all sectors and human resources. Honorable Ajayi described the bill as a timely intervention to institutionalize inclusive governance and accelerate development in all endeavors.
Passage of this bill into law will have the potential to create a more inclusive and fair society for all. Also ensure a uniform application of law, thereby building a culture of inclusivity and respect.
Corroborating the Deputy Speaker, the Chief Whip, Honorable Omolola Bakare, and the Minority Leader, Lukman Adeleye, also noted that the bill was part of the commitment of the sponsors towards empowering persons living with disabilities, expanding access and reducing marginalization of the physically challenged and other vulnerable groups. Responding, the Speaker, Right Honorable Oludaisi Elemide, re-emphasized the need to address different areas of marginalization of the vulnerable groups and the less privileged in the society to promote gender mainstreaming and inclusion, pointing out that the nature of most public structures in the country put the disabled at the disadvantages which needed to be addressed.
Yes, even child abuse is part of the bill. So this bill will do a lot of, or will introduce a lot of sanity into our society.
He later charged the bill to the House Committee on Women Affairs and Social Development for further legislative actions. Opening the debate on the motion, countering the recent claims to a viral video in which Osun State Governor Senator Ademola Adeleke claimed that Adire originated from his hometown of Ede in Osun State. The sponsor of the motion, Honorable Babatunde Teller, affirmed that Abeokuta is the authentic and historical home of the indigenous textile craft. He explained that in the same clip, the Chief of Staff to the President, Right Honorable Femi Gbajabiamila, interjected, affirming Abeokuta as the true origin. Commending the Ogun State Governor, Prince Dapo Abiodun, for his strategic promotion of Adire fabric as both a cultural symbol and economic asset, Honorable Taylor also acknowledged the role of other national leaders who have helped elevated the visibility of the indigo tie and dye fabric.
I respectfully move that the Ogun State Ministry of Culture and Tourism to develop a comprehensive documentation and multimedia archives on the history of Adire in Egbaland, with such being uploaded on the official website of the state.
The position was corroborated by the minority leader, Honorable Lukman Adeleye, and other co-sponsors, Honorables Yusuf Amosun and Lukman Atobatele, emphasizing that the Adire fabric originated from Egbaland. The assembly also called on the National Council for Art and Culture to officially recognize Abeokuta as the home of Adire in Nigeria and support its global promotion. The motion for the adoption of the debate as the official resolution of the House was later moved by the majority leader, Yusuf Sherif, seconded by minority leader, Honorable Lukman Adeleye, and supported by the entire House through a voice vote. In a related development, the majority leader, Honorable Yusuf Sherif, presented a petition on behalf of the concerned citizens of Adodo Taluk government area over persistent traffic gridlock on the Ojuo-Reota road. The petition blamed the situation on ongoing road construction by the federal government due to the contractor's failure to construct an alternative route to ease human and vehicular movement in the area. Speaker Elemide referred the petition to the House Committee on Works, chaired by Honorable Adegoke Adeyanju, for further legislative action.
I want to invite the Honorable Commissioner for Works, the estate of the governor in charge of Okwa, to meet with this Honorable House. We want to know exactly the roads they are working on. Yes, they were here on oversight, but you see, we dwell mostly on finances, the budgetary allocation. But we must have what they are doing now and the next thing they want to do, so that we will know the roads that are penciled down for either rehabilitation and construction. So we will be able to tell our people, whether we like it or not, the House is the mouthpiece of the people.
The invitation followed the reports presented by the minority leader, Honorable Lukman Adeleye, on a fatal truck accident at Uren which links Odogbe local government area to Ikenne local government area caused by the narrow nature of the bridge. He lauded government's ongoing efforts on road projects and urged government to extend ongoing construction along Ikenne Mayflower Road to rehabilitation of the bridge, describing it as a major link for commuters in the axis.
Urge Mr. Speaker and this Honorable House to please help us impress it on the Honorable Commissioner of Works or the Public Work Agency to please look into fixing this bridge. The bridge is narrow, weak, no barrier, and incessantly various vehicles had crashed into that river.
The Speaker expressed condolence to the families of the victims and called for urgent interventions to forestall future occurrences. He also acknowledged and commended the state government's commitment to massive infrastructural projects across the state, pointing out that the high backlogs of infrastructural deficits inherited from past administrations are responsible for some of the current challenges on road infrastructure in the state. Meanwhile, the Speaker received in audience the Students' Representatives Council of the National Open University of Nigeria, Abeokuta chapter, and charged them to leverage available opportunities in the environment for personal and national development. It threw the challenge when the students' representatives led by the Deputy Speaker of the Congress, Paul Victor Effiong, paid the Assembly a courtesy visit to avail the state lawmakers of the group's activities and later presented a certificate of honor to the Speaker.
Receiving the leadership of Artisans Association of Nigeria, Ogun State Chapter, who were on courtesy call to the State House of Assembly, Speaker Right Honorable Oludaisi Elemide sought the need to ensure active engagement of the younger generations into their respective trades as a strategic way of ensuring sustainability and growth in the informal sector. These, he noted, would help contribute to the economy of all developing nations. He emphasized the commitment of the Assembly towards inclusive development, noting that Prince Dapo Abiodun-led administration would continue to tap into the resourcefulness of the association. He employed them to put in place measures to develop their members, to aid their exposure to technology, skill acquisition, and creative innovation for economic competitiveness, assuring that the Assembly will continue to provide artisans-friendly legislation.
Then, even in training artisans, government do train artisans through technical colleges, and we have heard that it has been made a tuition-free venture. We should improve, and they have said it, that technologically, AI, let us not say this is how it is being done, and that is where we are going. When others are overtaking us, we should make our professions to be highly competitive.
Earlier in his presentation, the president of the association thanked the Assembly for its support to the group, soliciting the sponsorship of more legislations, particularly for the establishment of a dedicated Ministry of Skills and Technical Development that would serve as an institutional hub for capacity building, youth empowerment, and innovation in the state.
We humbly appeal to this Honorable House to consider sponsoring and supporting a bill for the creation of a dedicated Ministry of Skills and Technical Development. Such ministry will serve as a focused institution to promote skills and technical development, innovations, and empowerment for millions of our youth.
In their contributions, other lawmakers acknowledged the role of artisans in cultural preservation, economic development, and employment generation, urging the association to adopt modern techniques, encouraging innovation, and foster collaboration with other stakeholders in order to remain indispensable in the evolving industrial landscape.
The Chairman, Committee on Finance and Appropriation, Honorable Musefiu Lamidi, in company of his co-lawmakers, applauded the State Ministry of Finance for surpassing its internally generated revenue target for media performance, while urging the management team to sustain the momentum and adopt additional revenue strategies to surpass their annual budget. Also, the lawmakers, while acknowledging the State Internal Revenue Service media achievements, tasked the OGIRS to step up efforts to exceed its target for the financial year by December in order to offset the shortfall recorded in the first half of the year. Earlier in his presentation, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Finance, Alhaji Muftau Towolawi, presented a 52% revenue performance for the period under review, expressing gratitude to the House Committee for the commendation and assured that the ministry would continue to work diligently to improve on its revenue generation to support the actualization of the state's development agenda. On its part, the State Internal Revenue Service (OGIRS) represented by the Director of Finance and Accounts, Mrs. Okuromu, presented 80.69% revenue performance, pledging to work diligently to surpass the achievements within the remaining 6 months. The exercise was rounded off with the appearance of the Ministry of Budget and Planning. The House Committee Chairman on Finance and Appropriation, Honorable Musefiu Lamidi, noted that there was need to release more funds for capital expenditure, while expressing satisfaction with the ministry's overall presentation and performance, while seeking for more detailed information on the activities of the State Economic Transformation Project (OCSTEP), which is domiciled in the ministry. Responding, Mrs. Olufunke Salami, who represented OCSTEP, explained that the World Bank-funded initiative targets interventions in agriculture, education, industry, trade and investment with a focus on driving economic transformation across the state. Welcoming executive members of the Nigerian Bar Association (NBA) Abeokuta branch who were on a courtesy call to the Ogun State House of Assembly, Speaker Right Honorable Oludaisi Elemide, while assuring them the readiness of the Assembly in partnering with the association towards having more laws that are well structured, accessible and non-repetitive. Elemide stated that it was part of the agenda of the 10th legislature to ensure the digitalization of all legislations passed with a view to making them accessible to members of the public.
And any law that has been passed in error, we are open to making amendments. Like you said, if we have had all those laws, before passing a new one, we would have searched and perused the existing laws before passing new ones. And that is where we will not have overlap.
In his contribution, the minority leader Lukman Adeleye called for a sustained synergy with the association, particularly in ensuring the decongestion of correctional centers in line with the recently passed resolution of the House. Earlier in his submission, Branch Chairman Barrister Kayode Aderemi assured the Assembly of the association's readiness in providing legal insight and support to strengthen legislative output and justice sector reforms. In a related development, the Speaker hosted the Chairman of the 6th Assembly of the Nigerian Youth Parliament representing Ogun West, Honorable Morenikeji Olukoyejo, who was on a familiarization visit, assuring that the Assembly remained irrevocably committed to supporting policies that encourage youth development and empowerment. In the same vein, the Speaker also received a delegation from the Christian Association of Nigeria (CAN) Okpeji LCDA on a courtesy visit, admonishing them to remain steadfast in propagating the tenets of love that Christianity signifies. In continuation of the celebration of second year in office of the Ogun State House of Assembly 10th Legislature, wives of the House of Assembly members led by the wife of the Speaker, Dr. Olayinka Elemide, have visited the Stella Obasanjo Children's Home, Ibara, to donate some foods and household items to the kids of the home.
In actual fact, we are here thanking God and celebrating with these children because we believe that it's a collective will to actually take care of these children. The children are not just the whole sole responsibility of the state government. And we are mothers in our own capacity. We felt whatever little thing that we can do to actually help them, we'll do our best.
Dr. Elemide appreciated the support being given to the members of the House of Assembly in the state and for the facelift done on the complex, which makes the Assembly one of the best in the country.
This is actually to celebrate with our fathers, that's the House of Assembly members, their second year anniversary, which was marked last month. Thanking God for the peace in the state, the peace in the House of Assembly, and even the peace in our own individual families, because it's when the home front is comfortable that you can have the dividends and they can actually work effectively. So it's our own way of giving back to this society. We all need to rise up for ourselves and be our brother's keepers.
She thanked the wife of the Governor of Ogun State, Bamidele Abiodun, and Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Honorable Adijat Adeleye, who is directly in charge of the home, for taking good care of the children, which informed the group to extend hands of fellowship to the home, having considered that government alone cannot do it all. Hence, there is need for the assistance from all and sundry.
The word of encouragement I have for the children is that they need not fear small beginnings. It is of the Lord to enlarge them and take them to greater heights. Once they are with God, the Lord will always uphold and make ways for them. They will have great testimonies.
Receiving the delegation, head auntie of Stella Obasanjo Children's Home, Adebukola Idowu, lauded the initiative of the group while appreciating them for considering Stella Obasanjo's Children's Home to be visited.
We're happy to see you. This is not your first time of coming. Really appreciate you for choosing us as one of your children here. So we thank you for the gift you brought for our children, and I pray that wherever you bring out the money from, the Lord will return it multiple fold in the name of Jesus.
Items donated include mattresses, noodles, vegetable oil, toiletries, beverages, bags of rice, clothes, and baby drugs.